So I'm Stuart Donald, and I'm Vice President in our advisory group, and I have responsibility for our clinical operations service line. The clinical operations area accounts for the majority of the research and development spend from our clients. So not surprisingly, Kinapse has had significant work within the clinical operations area since Kinapse came into being 10 years ago. What we've seen over the years is that initially we were working on perhaps smaller projects focused on a particular area of clinical operations, but in recent years we've moved on to do major transformational programs with clinical operations organizations.
I'd say there were two key things. First of all, the fact that it's so varied, so no day is the same. One day I'll be working on project delivery, the next I'll be on a client site, perhaps travelling. I'd say the second thing is that there is a really heavy emphasis on personal development. So there are lots of training sessions, boot camps, also workshops, and also we have a personal development group. So there's the opportunity to actually talk with your manager about where you want to develop, new areas you want to get involved in, which I think is really helpful.
Clinical operations is the engine room of the pharmaceutical company. Clinical operations provide support to execute clinical trials. Over the past year, we have supported almost all top 10 pharmaceutical companies solving arrays of problems.
I've been supporting a big pharma in implementing their risk-based monitoring program, supporting them on their journey from a reactive and routine to a more proactive, adaptive, and targeted approach towards monitoring all their clinical trials. Programs with huge investments like these require all their work streams to be aligned and to be able to deliver on time, to quality, and to be able to demonstrate benefits. It has been a pleasure to be able to support my client in all this.
So I'm still a relatively new addition to the team, but already I've had the opportunity to work on a number of different projects with a number of different clients, and so that's great in terms of personal development.
In the last year, we worked with a lot of global and European pharmaceutical companies, supported them to develop their strategies. At the same time, we also supported organizations to execute clinical trials more efficiently. So it has been a great year for us personally and for Kyneps as well.
We're working with clients who are really at the cutting edge of their medicines coming to patients, and as such it's a very dynamic, exciting, focused area to work.
There's a variety of projects, there is so much energy and dedication. We all are like a team in which everyone is heard and is valued.
It's really a culture of openness. So if I have a question for the CEO, I'll go and ask the CEO. If I want to get involved in a new aspect of the business, that can happen.
We have created an environment which is very innovative. So you can challenge almost anyone. We have got an environment where we all can thrive. It's very competitive, at the same time it's very dynamic. So the solutions that we develop for the clients are robust.
The clinical operations area as a whole within the industry has really at an exciting time. So we've seen, for example, the FDA and the EMA encouraging companies to take more risk-based approaches to monitoring clinical studies. One of the key initiatives within this area is called risk-based monitoring, to focus more on the higher risk sites within the clinical studies. What this means for our clients is that as well as having more quality data and having more confidence in patient safety, there is the opportunity to gain efficiencies within this process. We're very excited in Kyneps as we're currently supporting a number of projects within this area. The other aspect to this is that companies need now to have more real-time access to data from the clinical studies in order to be able to focus their attention on risk. So what we're working with companies to do is develop ways in which the right information can be delivered to the right people at the right time. With better access to data, better transparency into performance at the site level and at the study level, companies will identify more and more opportunities for improving the performance of the clinical studies, and Kyneps will be right at the heart of developing and driving that for some of our major clients.